When driving the Hypercar Class in Le Mans Ultimate, you've probably noticed these purple flashing lights in the car during your races. But what are they and what do they do? Well, they're part of the Hypercar's lap target system, and today we'll show you exactly how to use it. So what does the lap target system do? Well, essentially it allows you, the driver, to set a certain amount of extra laps that you want to stay out on track before having to perform a pit stop. Then based off of this target, the system will then automatically guide you on when and where to lift and coast on the track in order to meet this lap target. Now the system does this in the form of these purple lights, which can be seen either on these external LED strips or on the steering wheel depending on what car you're driving. The way it works is as you approach a corner, the purple lights will then appear, informing you to prepare to lift off the throttle. These lights will then begin to turn on gradually, giving you a kind of countdown. Once the purple lights are off, it's time to lift off the throttle before then putting your foot on the brakes for the corner. The system will do this before select corners on a track, and as long as you follow the guidance they provide, you should be able to reach your desired amount of laps before running out of fuel and virtual energy. Now the lap target system is a dynamic one, so it's able to constantly make calculations and adjust the behavior of these purple lights to suit your target laps based off how much fuel you're using. If you set an extra lap target of 2, the purple lights will appear much earlier compared to if you only set the target to 1, which means you'll be lifting earlier and saving more fuel per lap. Now the way the lap target system behaves is it will try and get you to lift and coast as much as possible earlier on, and then gradually reduce this lift and coast requirement as you get closer to reaching your lap target goal. So at the start of your stint, you'll see the lights appear fairly early as you approach a corner, and as long as you follow their direction, they'll start appearing later and later until they stop appearing altogether. This means that you're now on target to reach your goal and can stop lifting and coasting unless the lights begin to show up again. Now this lap target can be set at any time whilst driving through the MFD up to a maximum of 5 extra laps. However, for best results, it's better to set your desired lap target at the start of your stint so that the system doesn't behave too aggressively with the lift and coast requirement. So why would we want to use the lap target system in the first place? Well, this is an important part of race strategy and how we manage our virtual energy. Now, if you don't know how the virtual energy system works in Le Mans Ultimate, then be sure to check out episode 1 of our beginner series so that the following information makes sense. So let's use a race at Spa as an example. Now, from performing test laps around the track, we know that when pushing the car hard, a full virtual energy bar will last 22 laps, which we can see here in the MFD. So let's say we've done the planning beforehand and we know that this race at Spa is going to last 48 laps. Now, if we were to do this race by pushing the car as hard as possible without extending our stints, the strategy would look like this. We'd start the race with 22 laps worth of fuel and a full bar of virtual energy. We'd then perform a pit stop on lap 22 and fill the car with 22 laps of fuel and another full bar of virtual energy. Then at lap 44, we'd have to perform another short pit stop and fill the car with another 3 or 4 laps worth of fuel and virtual energy to then finish the race. However, thanks to the lap target system, we can actually finish this race without having to perform that second pit stop at lap 44, which could save us a lot of time. In this case, if we set our lap target system to 2, we'll be able to make our virtual energy bar last 24 laps instead of 22, which would result in the following strategy. We'd start the race with 22 laps worth of fuel and a full bar of virtual energy. We'd then perform a pit stop on lap 24 and fill the car with 22 laps of fuel and another full bar of virtual energy. We would then stay out on track until the end of the race, which would allow us to avoid the final pit stop. Now yes, it's true this comes at a cost. When you lift and coast like this during a stint, it comes at the price of slower lap times. And this on average is around half a second per lap if you're doing it correctly. But if we can do this to avoid an extra pit stop, then we still end up saving more time regardless of that loss of half a second per lap. Now if we were to do that second short pit stop, the process would take a total of 46 seconds, which includes the time it takes to drive in and out of the pit lane. However, even if we were to lift and coast for 48 laps, we'd only be losing a total of 24 seconds, which is still 22 seconds faster than doing that extra pit stop. Now we'll cover more advanced pit stop strategies in future episodes. However, as a beginner, all you need to know is that pit stops are a detrimental part of your race, which cost a large amount of time. And if it's possible to avoid an extra pit stop, then you should always aim to do that by using the lap target system. So now we'll leave you with a lap at Spa in the BMW with the lap target system set to 2, so that you can see how we use the system as a guide and how our throttle input reacts to the purple lights. Now if you have any other questions about the lap target system in Le Mans Ultimate, then be sure to leave them in the comments section below. But as always, thanks for watching, I'll see you in the next one.